that challenge. It is very important for us that we today, through this info day on later, we invite you to use the opportunity to ask all necessary questions you have to be together on our main goal to develop good applications regarding all data, open or the data in the open format or the data available on the internet to create the useful applications and solutions for our citizens and to develop the better society. Thank you, and let the Open Data Challenge begin.
Okay, thank you, Bojana. I hope that you had the opportunity to see the text of the call, but we will of course go throughout the main parts of the call. So what we actually wanted to do, as you know, Serbia has already have experience in similar calls. The UNDP, together with the Office for IT and E-Government, already launched a couple of innovation challenges. This one is different since it is regional. And once you include other countries, it becomes a little bit more complicated, but prettier in terms that you actually expect to see something more complex and bring benefit for more citizens than just one country. But our main goal is the same as before. It's to recognize, award, and promote the innovative use of open data. This one is a little bit different because we also wanted to include other data available, not just in the form of open data, since unfortunately there is no enough open data available throughout the whole region. So we believe that with other data sets as well, it will be more data available, thus better solutions which you can develop. You can see in here which countries are included. The applicant also needs to be residing in either of these countries. So that's really important. As I already mentioned, that the main condition is to use open data from open data portals of RESPA members. Those are the countries which you saw on the previous slide. And the additional data in the reusable format from any other publicly available datasets. So that means that you can also use EU Open Data Portal or Copernicus data or I don't know, Space Association data or any other data which you find, but of course, which is relevant for the solution or idea which you are going to propose. And of course, those data sets somehow relate with the countries which are participating in the challenge. Who can apply? It is the same as before. So whoever applied to the previous open data challenges which UNDP Serbia and Office for IT have organized. So the conditions are the same. Companies, civil society organizations, foundations, science and research facilities, so faculties, academia institutions, individuals and group of individuals. So in this case, if you are, for example, individual, you want to apply, you can also partner up with somebody else, or you can go just by yourself. If you are a group of individuals, so no legal entity, we will then sign a contract with the person who is a coordinator of the group, leader of the group. A team can be composed of one or more individuals, up to 4, one or more companies, up to 4, and one or more other legal entities. So there is numerous ways in which you can apply. So we will receive all those applications. What are the challenges? It's very broad, and we wanted to group some of the ideas, but as you can see, really different areas where you can actually think of the idea and send your application. So mobility and transportation data, workforce mobility, tourism atlas, and demographic trends. we actually wanted to see what is most interesting for the whole region, what are some of the topics, areas where we all meet, and where most of the data is actually available. So those are the topics of the challenges. How to apply. Application should include the following documents. So, of course, application form, which is available for download. It is a Word document, so very simple to populate. And once you fill it in, just make sure that all the fields are filled in, because the document is not going to warn you if something is left blank. So you just have to be sure that all is filled in. And in the end of the document, there is a part when you actually have to certify by signing that everything you filled in is correct, and that's it. You just have to send it through email together with the CVs in a free form. So there is no need for you to make some new CV just for the sake of the application. You just need to use CV which you have. For all members of the team. So just make sure that everybody in the team actually have CV in the application. And the certificate of registration for legal entity. So of course, certificate of registration of legal entity in your residing country. The deadline is 3rd of May. We know it is the festive season, but we actually wanted to give you as much as time as we can to just make sure that your applications are as you want it to be, the best version of application which you can send. We actually wanted to have info session early, so we can explain everything and go through the challenge. So you actually have a whole month to develop the application. As you are aware, in this part, we don't expect any final solutions. It's just an application form. So the idea which you can or you don't have to put in the end into the solution. As you saw in the public call, there are 2 categories. You can just set an application which will stay in a form of idea. So we actually want to award your idea. We think it's nice. Sometimes in the future it might be developed, but you can also apply with the idea which you want to develop in a form of solution. This is a timeline. So in here, you can see all the details. Once you submit your applications, the evaluation committee will actually go through all your proposals. It will be composed of members from all countries. So we want to make sure that we have non-biased committee. And in the end of the evaluation process, we will actually invite up to 3 applicants to pitch. So in each category, we want to see up to 3 applicants. It doesn't mean that it will be 3, depending on the quality of the applications, but up to 3 will be invited to pitch, because it's pretty much different when you see somebody in person. Of course, it will probably be online. But you will also have that opportunity to defend and present your idea in person to the evaluation committee. And after that, the results will be announced on the selection of winners. And in the beginning of summer, we will have the opportunity to meet somewhere in the middle of the process of developing the solutions. So those applications which will be selected as solutions will have the opportunity to meet with us and to meet with the participants of the Digital Transformation Seasonal School, which RASPA is going to organize. And we will talk about the solution, see how the process is going, and if we can help, or just just to get familiar with the solution in the process, or where it is at that moment. So it will be somewhere in July. At this point, we don't have an actual date, but maybe Boana will have something to add to this. And on the 19th July, we actually expect for winners to submit their final solutions. So as you can see in the timeline, and it's not, it doesn't have to be ambitious. We don't really expect something so big that it cannot actually be developed for the period which is given. So more than 1.5 months. So for that time, I mean, it's understood that in the phase where you actually develop the solution, you already have the picture of how actually it will work in the development phase. So we actually expect that once you apply, you actually know how to develop the solution. You have the resources on your hand. And you know that data is available, and that you can actually do it. So we expect that those solutions are realistic, let's say like that. So that's it on the timeline. The evaluation process, I will not go into the details of the selection criteria. We already can see everything in the call. But we actually wanted to have as much as possible angles to evaluate the solutions and to see all the qualities and possible negative sides of some applications, and to actually have the opportunity to evaluate in the best possible way. The awards, I already mentioned 2 categories. So in the category of solution, we will have first, second, and third place. And in the category of idea, we will just give reward to top 3 applications with the same award fund. So as I already said, the ideas are just what you send in the application, that is your idea. So there is no follow-up phase. So if you are applying with the idea, just make sure that you present it in a best possible way. Of course, you will also have the pitch session. You will have the opportunity to present your idea, but actually nothing of development will be seen. So the commission needs to know right from the application what the idea is about and how it can actually be developed. So that is all. That's a really brief presentation of the call. And now we will open the floor for the Q&A. If you want to speak, you can raise your hand, or we will see if there is question is in the Q&A part. If the applicant is a business company, which supporting documents we should present? So it's actually, I will just answer live. So as I already said, let me just go back. Okay. The application form, of course, CVs of all members of the team. So if it's a business company, if it's just a one person, then one CV. If it is, I don't know, 3 or 4 members, CVs and certificate of registration. So if, for example, if you're residing in Serbia, then it's a business registers agency, certificate of registration. That's it. So, I mean, in the application form, there are parts which you can fill in. And of course, based on that information, we can also double check some info. So nothing except that is on you to send. That's it. Okay, so I don't see any questions in here.
Until we are waiting for the questions, I will just answer on your
okay, regarding the seasonal school, yeah.
Regarding the digital transformation seasonal school, the school will be organized in the first week of July. It is our plan in this moment, and that will be an opportunity for the applicants who created the best solution to present their solutions on the seasonal school. We have participants from the RESPA members, Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Serbia, and they can present their solution and also discuss with the colleague about the other issues in the area of digital transformation and emerging technologies. And it will be, I think, the great opportunities for applicants to meet our colleagues from digital transformation group from the region and to exchange knowledge regarding it. First week in July is our plan.
First week of July. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great. Hopefully it will be nice and sunny and warm as we expect in Montenegro in first week of July.
And that's what happened in Montenegro, yes, we will organize it.
Okay. So the question is, could we combine organizations from different countries? For example, company from Serbia and university from Montenegro. I think that is more than welcome, actually, to combine the organizations. I mean, that's a true spirit of the regional challenge. So no additional points will be given, but I think that is really nice to have if you have a partner from other country that to just work together. That's really nice. Yeah.
Regional cooperation is more than welcome. We prepare that.
If the applicants are not legal entity, besides the application form and CVs, is any other document is necessary? Yes, certificate of registration. That's also necessary to. If the applicants are not legal entity, that nothing else. Application form and CVs. So certificate of registration of legal entity in case if the applicant is legal entity. If applicant is a natural person, then we don't expect anything else. This is answered. Is there a template for the application form? Yes. If yes, is there a link where you can download? Yes, there is a link. Maybe Bojana or Andrea, can I ask you to just put a link in the chat just in case that you cannot find? So on the website of RESPA and website of UNDP, there is news on the public call, and there is the application form to be downloaded. But we will put here in the chat for your convenience. Should the certificate for the legal entity be on English? No, it doesn't have to be on English. Certificate of legal entity. Buena. Just to confirm this information. Should the certificate for the legal entity be on English?
I don't know. It is, should the certificate for the legal entity be on English? I don't know. We need certificate on the language from the economy. I think
I don't think that is necessary. I mean, especially if that's something which cannot be.
It is a legal issue, and we will check and answer later to all of you who participate here. But I think it is the certificate has to be on the
language of the economy, country where you are residing. Yeah.
National language.
In the application form, it is stated that it can be a live solution with the idea. Can you clarify with an example what the difference is? Okay, so for example, you want to develop an application for public transport across the region. So you send your application form, you explain everything you want to do. The questions are all the same for the solution and for the idea as well. So you have to go through everything in the application form. But you have a nice idea, but you don't want to work on that idea. You don't want to develop a solution. You don't have the resources, you don't have the team. You just have a nice idea, what is actually needed and what can be developed sometimes in the future. So the idea also has to be realistic. And you want to send an idea, you apply the category of the idea, and we think that the commission thinks that the idea is really nice. It's really in the spirit of the Innovation Award call, and we award that idea, but there is no development. So you just basically sell, let's say like that, your idea to UNDP and to RESPA, and sometimes in the future, we might develop that idea, we might not. So it's basically, we award your idea as it is. If you apply in the category of solution, then you will develop the solution. So you will be awarded in that category. We will actually award your idea, but we expect you to develop a solution. And the funds, the award funds, will be disbursed once you develop the solution. That is really important information. I'm not sure if you've seen it in the public call. So there will be no prior award, but once you develop the solution, and if, for example, if it is the first place, then we might consider to disburse in a couple of tranches. But if it's, for example, third place, so $3,000, once the whole solution is developed, then the award fund will be disbursed to the winner. You also have in the public call link for templates of the agreement. It's really important for you to read, to know what is expected from you if you win. What type of agreement will you sign when you NDP? So it's especially regarding intellectual property and stuff like that. So it's really important for you to read the agreement and to be aware what will you sign if you win. So that's the difference. So the ideas won't be developed by you, solution will be developed by you. We actually expect you to develop the solution. If we want to make solution, should it be developed for all countries or not? More precisely, that should, or just one possibly. Yeah. It doesn't have to include data from all countries. I mean, we are aware that not all countries, or even in some cases, not even 2 countries have data sets available for some of the categories which you choose. It's more than welcome. It's better, but it's not a condition. So you can choose just one country and data set from one country, but if it's actually expected that solution can be replicated in other countries in the future. I mean, so it has to be something which is, let's say, in the spirit of the region. But it's not a condition to use data sets from all countries. Okay, let me just see if there are some hands raised. No, nobody likes to talk. Okay.
Put the link for the application form in the chat. You can find them.
Great. If there is no open data available in portals unless the member state is relevant to my proposal, is it still possible to obtain useful information for analysis and decision making by using outsourced open data? We must utilize one of RESPA's open data portals by default. Yes. Additionally, we must use one of RESPA's open data portals by default. It's expected that you use at least one open data set from open data portal of RESPA members. So either Albanian, Serbian, Montenegrin, Bosnian, Macedonian, yeah, you need to use it. But if there is no relevant data for by using outsourced open data. I'm not sure if I understand what is outsourced open data. Bojana, do you understand the question?
No. Firstly, the second sentence, there is no RESPA open data portals by default. We are talking about RESPA members, those 5 economies, and all
yeah,
of them.
But you understand what Enrico wanted to ask.
Established the open data portal, but our idea is to use the open data portal if you can find the data useful for you, but also to use all available data. And there is no, I don't understand also outsourcing open data. There is
maybe
no
Enrico, if you want to speak, just
yes, maybe it's better to explain us your question. We prefer it if it's possible.
Just to explain what is what kind of data you have in mind. I mean, you can use open data, and as well you can also use other data sets. It doesn't have to be open data, machine readable data. It can be Excel, for example, but it cannot be data which is available only to you. It has to be publicly available. I hope that I explained a little bit. Regarding the data, can we use statistical data from the state statistical offices from the Balkan countries? Yes, you can. Also, is it allowed to use Eurostat data? Yes, it's both are.
Just to be clear, data from statistical office from the RESPA members, those 5 economies.
Yeah. Okay. But you also have to use at least one open data set. So bear in mind that some statistical offices don't really publish open data. So that's really important. Why I'm saying this? Because at first we had in mind to connect and to partner up with statistical offices because we expected them to be the most developed and to have best standard when it comes to open data, but it's not the case with all the countries. So if you use statistical office from one country as a source, just bear in mind that they have published open data on their website, on open data portal of the RESPA member.
But they have available data, and you can use maybe and
Yes,
arrange
as an
those
addition,
data for your needs.
That's
Also,
it.
the Eurostat data is possible to use for those economies if there are some data regarding the RESPA
Okay,
members.
no hands. In chat, you have the link. Okay. In Q&A, no open questions. Okay. Do we have any other information, just to maybe give a couple of more minutes to participants to ask a question? I don't have, yeah, so you saw in the application form that you will also have up to 3 days before the closing day, 3 working days to ask your questions. So I'm aware that most of the questions will actually pop up in the process of developing the application form or in the process of thinking about the solution. So if you don't have any question at this point, it's totally okay to ask through emails. We will actually gather all the questions, ask throughout the session, and ask through email. And we will update it regularly on the both websites where the public call is announced. You will have the opportunity to also see all the questions and answer to those questions. So also by email and in this eco session. Can we try to apply data which are registered in other software such as Excel so we can put it the data entry on the website?
If those data are available, it
Yeah,
is not
it has to be publicly available. Yeah.
If the data are available in Excel format, it's okay. It's there on publish it on the website, any website on the internet. It is important to use available data on the web.
Okay, yeah. Is there a possibility to merge challenges when applying? For example, the second and fourth challenge is one solution for both. Yes, yeah. I mean, each challenge is treated as separate, so you can just use one, but I think we didn't actually foresee this merging of challenges, but of course, I mean, it's not that strict. For example, if somebody develops a solution which he considers to be both in the area of demography trends and mobility, I mean, that's more than natural.
From my point of view, it's a great question, and it is possible, of course.
Yeah.
We prepare those solutions.
Okay, Andrea posted also link. So yes, I already mentioned email. Yeah, and that's it. So just bear in mind that we email is answered by us, me. So basically, I'm not going to be a member of the evaluation committee, and also throughout email, we are not able or allowed to comment on the quality of the idea or details of the idea. So the questions can just refer to the technical part of the call. So if you don't understand something or don't understand the question in the application form, what is actually being asked from you. So those types of questions and questions like you actually pose in this info session. So we cannot comment on the ideas and if your idea is valid or good or, I mean, questions like this, can we merge two challenges? Yes. But considering the quality of the idea, if the idea is okay, if it's good, then that we cannot comment.
We have 2 questions, Anya.
Yeah. Is it possible that the data that we want to use can be requested to another department of our country related, of course, of the topics of the web or the app? Received by request. Yeah, well, if you can assure that once you receive data by request, the institution also publishes for other applicants, then yes, because it becomes publicly available. So the main condition is that the data is publicly available. And I think that is more than welcome that in this process, you actually advocate for more open data. from the institution.
Motivate the institutions to open the
Yes,
data.
so if you actually explain to the institution that there is an ongoing challenge, you think you have a really nice idea, which would naturally benefit the institution because it's probably in their mandate, and they actually hear you, they believe in the idea that the idea is good. They want to publish those data sets for other participants on the website, on the Open Data portal. Then it's more than welcome that you use that data set. Can you publish these presentation slides on the website? Yeah, we can also put it to be downloadable for download in RESPA and UNDP website. Just yeah. Okay. Yes, this is answered. Okay. In the chat. Okay, yeah. In some countries, like for example in Serbia, there is actually in the legal framework there is actually there is a right to demand open data from the institution, and if you don't know how to do that, you can also speak to us, and we will send you the form, and you can ask data from the institution. Is it possible to use data that is public but not currently available on the internet for technical reasons? Is it computed by anyone but upon request? Yes, you can. You can use that data for technical reasons. Maybe you think about in the last week on Serbian Open Data portal, there's been some technical issues, and some of the data sets were not available. But we are actually finalizing the solution to those issues. So most of the data is actually now available, and if not, it will be available in 1 or 2 days. Because it's not actually, I mean, it's not our responsibility. We cannot do anything. I mean, when I say us, I mean UNDP and Office for IT and E-Government, which it's actually on the institutions which are publishers. It's usually some issue on their platforms. So you can use that data, but it can be obtained by anyone. So it's not public, but it can be obtained. I don't know. I mean, it would be really nice if the institution can actually publish it during the open call for everybody to be available, not just by request. But I think
yes, there are only technical reasons. For example, Open Data portal in Montenegro doesn't have data in this moment, but they have prepared data sets. Yes, I think it's
they are more than willing to give it. Yes,
I agree with this approach, because we expect that we will motivate institutions to publish their data, because the situation in the Western Balkan is not so good related to opening the data. There is the Open Data Barometer, and when we see our score, we are not so high on the table, and I think we have to boost this.
I mean, that's also
way of understanding.
One of the goals of this call is actually to inspire institutions to release more open data sets once they see what can actually be done with the data by the community. Because in some cases, they are not aware that community, and when I say community, I mean all of the stakeholders which are which can apply to this call, so that other sectors, non-state related, can also have a really good ideas what can be done with data, and that is the whole point of open data. So we also want to incentivize that. Okay, no more open questions. Let me just check if there's hands. No, nobody wants to talk. Okay, I think if we don't have any questions, if we don't have anybody who wishes to speak, then we can close this info session. If we see that there are a lot of questions coming in, we might organize one more info session. We will, of course, announce that on the social media and on the websites. But email is available. Email is available for you. How can we apply the data in the app or web? In what way can we save? I'm not sure if I understand the question. Bojana, do you understand this question?
Can you try to explain the question? How you have to link to those data if they are available? You have to link to them.
Or use API or whatever is available. Yes. I mean,
it depends on your solution that you are developing. Whatever you propose, I think will be acceptable. We just need to have data and to have information of how you prepare those data. Did you find them in this moment on the web, or you have data?
Is it a link? Is the API?
Institution that they will be provided in the future after the technical problems will be completed or certain. I think it depends on the way of accepting taking the data, but all the proposed solutions of using the data, I think, are okay. Or if you have more details regarding this question, what do you mean with those questions?
Okay. Now, Andrea just reminded me that there is also possibility that if you obtain some data sets, which can actually be publicly available, and that is a condition. For example, in Serbia, an open data portal, I'm not sure about the rest of the countries, you can actually publish open data. You can open an account on the web, on the open data portal, and publish open data if you want. So if it's publicly available, then if you obtain that by request, you can also publish that data set on the open data portal.
For us, it's important that those data are publicly available, or those data are from the institutions. They are collecting those data and you are using them in your application.
Yeah, so everybody can actually have access, to those data sets. Okay. I think that's it. If you remember, if you recall something additionally, just use an email. We will respond in if not that day, then the next day. I will check in regularly, me and my colleagues. So I think that's it, and that we can now close this session. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for all the questions. I really hope that it's been useful for you, and that we will receive really nice applications, and I wish you good luck.
Thank you to all of you from my side also, and
Bye.
I am waiting for the great solutions during the Open Data Challenge, and I wish you all the best in the process of developing the applications.
Bye-bye.
Bye.